Alright, welcome to the next episode of DIY Off-Grid Cabin. If you watched the last episode, you saw us get the metal roof installed. I was really happy to get that done, even though we had to work in really cold temperatures and it started snowing when I was up there. I was able to get it done, so now the cabin is officially dried in. So I'm going to stop working on the exterior for a while and start focusing more on the interior. So what we're doing now is we're insulating the ceiling, and we're going to actually start putting the pine boards on the walls. And I've been tossing back and forth the idea. It's a pine shiplap, and I've been really trying to figure out which side I want facing out. The board comes in a rough wire brushed finish, and then on the other side is a smooth finish, and it's a shiplap board. So in this episode you're going to see us insulate the ceiling and start actually installing the walls. First thing I'm going to be doing is I have to insulate the roof. So what I've chosen for that is this hard foam insulation. It's 2 inches thick, so I'm working with 2x4 rafters. So with a 2-inch thick insulation, it will leave me 1.5 inches of air gap, which I need for the ventilation in the rafters. So the soffit vents bring the air in, it goes out the ridge vent at the top. So it won't provide quite as much insulation as I maybe would have liked, but you're kind of limited when you have a 2x4 rafter. The best thing may have been a spray foam, closed cell spray foam, but that is super expensive. And I got this stuff for a really good deal. It's foil lined on both sides, so it's a really good radiant barrier. So we're cutting the insulation with a jigsaw. Started off using a sharpened putty knife, which works okay for small cuts, but the jigsaw goes through it like butter. Makes it a little bit easier. And I started bringing some of this pine up to the cabin. So when it's raining this weekend, I can do a little bit in here. So my plan was to use this side, like I said, for the ceiling. If you flip it over, it's just a nice smooth pine finish. That'll probably be the walls. I kind of like this a lot. I might thinking about using it on the walls too. I don't know. Alright, so what I'm doing is I've cut these angled pieces of 2x4 to fit up in here, and the main reason is so we can put insulation in between the gap. Otherwise there's no way to cut the insulation to fit. But what this also is doing is adding extra strength to the roof, to the rafters. Now we have a nice square area to install the foam insulation. So to finish up the insulation, just need to get the centers installed. And I'm actually going to leave these last 2 rows empty for now. We have them cut and ready to install. This is where our chimney is going to go up, right up through here. So we don't know exactly where it's going to be yet, so I'm going to leave all that uncovered for now. Well, it's raining today. Raining pretty good. Supposed to get another inch of rain. But I guess it's a good chance to see if my roofing skills were good enough to keep it dry in here. So far, so good. Ready to put the first wall board in place, and the boards that I got are 12 feet long, so I only have to make a little bit of a cut because the inside of the wall is not quite 12 feet. And we finally decided we're going to use the smooth side for the walls. You know, shiplap, I'm going to put these 1/4 inch spacers just to give it a little bit of a break. And then we'll use the rough side on the ceiling. So I've got a couple boards that have broken tongues, and I don't want them to really go to waste. They're pretty expensive. It just happened in the shipping process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them on this wall where I can, because there's going to be a kitchen area here, and most of this wall is going to be completely covered and you won't see it anyway. So now that I've got the bottom row installed and leveled, we can just start building the rest of the rows just like that back wall, and we'll keep on going until we hit the ceiling. Alright, so that is all the walls with our shiplap pine. You know, it's getting dark in here. So we're not going to do the upper part of this wall until the ceiling is done. And the same thing for the front, because the ceiling needs to nail to that rafter up there. So that's where we're gonna stop for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Got a lot done today. Got all the walls finished and I think it looks pretty good.